Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. Please also head on over to our Instagram page, that is TXT Track Time, and give us a follow there as well. The link will be in the description. All right, trackies, boy, may I feel laugh. These are really one of them situations that we really and truly have to be laughing, trackies, because subsequent to Shanikie Osborne coming out and revealing, that she was willing to negotiate the figure for her compensation. In which, when I did read the article, I did not get that vibe, and I did say that, and I will say that again. I did not get that vibe. Elaine Thompson Hira's husband, Darren Hira, has now spoken out. Now he joined Sports Max TV trackies, and he dropped a bombshell interview if I've ever heard one in my life. This is one of the biggest bombshells I've ever heard, I swear to you. Now, trackies, y'all know I said to you that I do still remain holding the stance that even though Shanikie Osborne stressed that she wanted 15%, even though she stressed that she quoted a figure, the vibe I was getting from that interview did not tell me that she was not, requesting an exorbitant sum or not requesting, what she wasn't, quote unquote, worth at the moment. Now, Shakis, interestingly, Darren Hera has come out and talked about as it relates to how Elaine Thompson Hero. So I gave us some inside workings as it relates to Elaine Thompson Hero's contract. Now he says the contract that she has is still standing, and that's one that was set up by Elaine Thompson Hero clearly and her team. Now on that contract there is no coach, so meaning that Elaine Thompson Hero pretty much has to delegate how much her coach gets. What once she gets that coach in the future, right? Because again, at the time when the contract was done, there was no coach because they were, actively sourcing a coach since they had recently split from the MVP camp, right? No, subsequent to all of that, clearly, this 2023 season, even though he says, he's been reaching out to her from 2022 to see if she could come on board, right? Everything came together in 2023. No, when it came to compensation, he said, nothing didn't happen of the sort, until after the season ended is when they really started to discuss compensation, right? Now, track is in light of the contract that Elaine Thompson Hero has, and considering it was constructed before Shanikie Osborne coming on board, it meant that virtually she had nothing to do with the contract that she currently held. So going in there on her and Elaine Thompson Hero, her team, they're like, okay, as it relates to your compensation package, this is what you're getting XYZ, or this is what we're proposing to give you. These are your proposed benefits. And of course, going forward, because you'll be on the contract now going forward, whatever that contract will be, that is where you would start getting that 15% out of that contract, right? That 10 to 15%. But as it relates to the current contract, since she has nothing to do with that current contract, then, she wouldn't be getting that 10 to 15%. However, he did say she had a base and she had really exorbitant benefits that were associated with the contract that he was giving her, or they were, given to her. However, track is, she was requesting again that 15%, and some way, because again, Darren Hera, which is the vibe I did get the vibe that they wanted this to work. I was getting the vibe because the mere fact in the article, and I kept pointing this out, that Shanikie Osborne said that he kept pressing her for a price. Now, don't get me wrong, Chuckies, if you're not interested in somebody and somebody says to you, give me $10, and from your ear the $10, you say, yo, okay, that's it. Bye. I don't want you. Whatever. I want to be asking you over and over and over again to, hey, give me a sum, or keep coming back to you. If they weren't interested. So for me, I definitely got the vibe that they were very interested, which is why I said Shanikie Osborne pretty much corroborated Elaine Thompson Hero's side of the story in that interview that she gave. Don't get me wrong. I definitely said I do not agree with this, how Darren Hera approached it in terms of how he said he was behaving unprofessional. However, it still remains the fact that he was attempting multiple times to get this sorted out. Anyway, Chuck is someplace in between. She got an agent to assist her with it. They said, okay, they were going to work it out. And, Darren Harris said, okay, things were looking up. apparently the Sunday morning, I guess the day after, which would be the Saturday, um, he got a text message with a figure. And he actually had to type back that figure with a question mark and say, huh? And the person said, yes, this is what I am talking about. Right? So he's like, what? You know what I mean? So track is um the interviewer, I definitely have to give props to him. He definitely turned out and showed out in this interview. A lot of times Sportsmax tends to, go around the bush, beat around the bushes when they're conducting these interviews. But one thing about Ricardo Chambers, he's gonna get to it, you know what I mean? And I've always appreciated him. And track is, he said, look here, can you quote a figure? Tell us what this figure was. And can you believe it? Darren Harris said over 100 million Jamaican dollars, and in US figure, close to $1 million US is what she would have been requesting, from Elaine Thompson here over the span of a year. So every year that the 100 million, I'm like over 100 million. I was flabbergasted. I said, what? No, don't get me wrong, Chuck, as I've already said, I've heard from multiple sources, said the figure really, really and truly did enough. You understand what I'm saying? Me never get the exact figure, but me here say it did crazy trackies. And me say, yo, really and truly? But when me hear that over 100 million the trackies, me I feel say to myself, say, no, you must be kidding. But just as though Shanikie Osborne has, her receipts as it relates to how he was behaving, he has his receipts as it relates to how this entire, transaction was going on, or the dialogue that they were involved in. So I'm glad he has those text message receipts and it just wasn't said over the phone, because then it can be put up in the ear as hogwash, you know what I mean. But since he has those text messages track is, yeah, it pretty much solidifies what is being said. But anyway, me gonna make you take a listen to Darren Hare a little bit there, because me want uno tell me no in the comment section after me done making a listen to one little piece of Darren Hare. Wanna think no, uno think say over 100 million she's supposed to pick up a year. I want all of y'all that were coming in the comment section talking to me about, oh, regardless of the situation, pay the money, yada yada yada. Over 100 million. I can feel this, or is this, NBA or NFL, or what is going on here? Anyway, track is, I will catch y'all in a next one. I'm out. Just listen to the rest with Darren Hera, a little snippet from Over Sportsmax. Yeah.
The following morning, which was a Sunday morning, he sent me a figure by text. But he sent me a proposal by text. So the figure on the proposal, I thought it was a mistake. I thought that it was, like maybe you write a figure and you write an additional zero, extra zero on it. That's what I thought. So I sent the figure back with a question sign and asked if this is what the figure is. He said yes, he knew what he sent. So I asked him to rework that, the maths and that.
Darren, can you give us any idea of what that figure was?
The figure is, I can tell that is over 100 million Jamaican dollars, pretty much. Put it that way.
Per year?
Per year. And I asked him that, is this what you want per year? He said yes.
Give us an idea in US.
In US, is in excess of, it's a little less than $1 million US dollars per year.
What?
A bit less. Because the bonuses and everything were still in there.
$1 million US dollars.
Correct. So that's the figure I sent. So then I worked the maths and I said, you do know this is X percentage of almost over $4 million US dollars, right?